Hello, fellow Fumblers, and welcome to another episode of the Film Fumblers podcast, a show where four friends fumble through your favorite films. Today, we are reviewing Kubo and the Two Strings, a movie directed by Travis Knight and released in 2016. So without further ado, my name's Adrian.
I'm Jay.
I'm Taryn.
What's up? It's James. Hello.
I feel like I'm like,
Hi.
don't even have to mentally prepare anymore for the intros, because it's just so, boom. What are we, like 65 episodes? I'm just like, I got it.
65, number 65.
Is this? That was a good
65.
guess.
What's
Yep.
gonna be for 69?
Ooh.
Let's find a
that's
movie
good.
called Nice.
Yeah.
The nice guys, dude.
That would be amazing. Holy
Nice.
shit.
Yeah.
Do you guys have
Huh.
shots poured? Are we shooting today?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Mine's in a shooter, so give me a sec.
Oh no,
Oh,
that's
God.
not fun.
Oh,
Glug, glug,
no,
glug,
I'm
glug,
gonna-
glug,
the
glug.
glugging. I love it.
No, I'm pouring it into the glass.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
Come on.
Well,
Is
while
it
you're
this
doing
much?
No,
It looks
it's
like
way
it's
more.
more.
no, it's a lot
Okay,
more.
okay.
It's a lot more. I mean,
This
it's
is
like
how much
probably
is
to the very.
left.
Wow.
That's to the brim. Let me see the hold up to the glass. Because this is, I think, 1.5
Pretty
ounces, and then I think the shooters are 2 ounces. I think that's what it is.
You're gonna
Huh.
finish it, right?
Yeah, totally.
All right.
Totally trademark.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh. Interesting. So I mixed. This shot was half Scotch and half Amaretto, which is,
Hey,
as we'll soon find out, a drink called the Godfather. But I did it as a shot. It's interesting
Ooh.
as a shot.
Huh.
I thought about ordering that yesterday, to be honest.
The Godfather.
Yeah. Got an old fashioned instead, though.
That's a good
Good.
choice.
It's good.
That is a good choice. All right, so 2 stop motion movies back to back. Just did Fantastic Mr. Fox and now Kubo and the Two Strings. I hadn't even heard of this movie. And,
Really?
like, yeah, I
Me neither.
2016. I guess I just missed it. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention as much then, but
We're seeing
Yeah,
it on
so it was the
Netflix
first
a
time
lot
for
back
me
in the
too.
day. Yeah.
Did it come out on like
no.
I
was
saw it in
released
theaters.
recently.
No,
Yeah,
it's been
it's-
like
okay.
past couple years. It's I think it's been on there for a while.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the first I'd heard of it.
Damn, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess maybe that's part of the reason. Get right into it. Didn't do very well in the box office. One of Leica's
Yeah.
worst, I think. So it was all of their films have had a budget of 60 million. Kubo's box office took in 77.5, which was their first to not hit a million or 100 million. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
like really, really low, seemingly. I don't know.
So like full disclosure, I didn't really look anything up for this one, but the number is surprising. 60 million.
For the
I guess
budget,
it
yeah. Oh
makes
yeah.
sense because I was like surprised at the cast. Like, a lot of these
Yeah.
people are amazing,
McConaughey.
and I don't, like you said, I just missed this one, but I don't understand how. Like, I mustn't just not have been paying attention to movies at the time. I don't know.
I think Zootopia was the big animated movie of the year that
Ooh.
everybody was watching instead.
Really?
Won the Oscar. Kubo got snubbed. Excuse
Did
me.
they?
Sorry.
I do like Zootopia.
Dude, Zootopia is really
yeah,
good.
I think I prefer Zootopia. And
So they didn't get snubbed. Come on.
Yeah,
But I mean, yeah.
I know. Yeah. But they didn't even win like the best animation. I think it was
Ouch.
stupid ass the new Jungle Book.
oh, jeez.
Won
really?
best visual whatever something
Dude,
like
that,
that.
I only saw the previews for that, but they did look really cool. So I mean,
Huh.
No,
I never saw
no.
that one.
It's
that
like
was, like,
the
the
live
realistic-
action. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
John
I
Favreau.
don't know about it. You know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
like the habits. What is it like the
It ain't great. Like the Lion King one.
yeah
Right.
the
But there was a
what
real
is it?
kid in
What's
it.
that paradox?
Oh,
Oh,
That
Uncanny
not Uncanny Valley.
Cannoli.
Uncanny
Valley.
Valley.
Uncanny Valley.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that
Mhm.
probably had that for sure.
yeah.
Um, but okay, so Kubo, let's just jump right into straight into the visuals. I didn't even really know going in that it was going to be another stop motion. I just went in completely blind. And then I will admit, kind of how like James said he was getting a little exhausted from Wes Anderson. I was getting a little exhausted from like stop motion. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be aware of this for a little while now, and
Mhm.
then I'm gonna have to get used to it. But I mean, I don't know, that faded quickly, and I was like, no, okay, I'm in for the ride. Stop motion's cool.
Dude.
Yeah. I don't
Just
know.
doing a lot of them.
Me and Taryn watched it together, and we looked at each other like, I don't know, 20 minutes in. We're like, "Is this stop animation?" Because
Yeah.
I think
Dude,
it
that's
was
what I
that
thought too.
good.
Really?
It was that good, and
Yeah.
I think
What?
they used a good balance between stop animation and CGI effects,
Right.
and like all the
Yeah.
coloring, all the After Effects coloring and stuff. You could almost not tell, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You-
Like, I mean, at some points you could, but like the mouths were like insane. Like
Yeah,
me
the
and Taryn
thing-
were like,
yeah.
no, we were like, this is like a lot more animated than we think, and I think it was a good balance between the two.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Is like this is
dude.
like the first stop motion that I was like in disbelief. I was like, "There's no way this is stop motion, dude. It looks fucking incredible. Like just the
Yeah.
fluidity of
Yeah.
the movement, and especially the faces. Like the old lady at the beginning. I was like, how many fucking faces is that, dude? Her face was so animated.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
insane. I think what gave it away for me was like the hair, like especially Kubo's hair. It's just very
If
there's like those single strands, and those the way those move, I was like, this is stop motion.
Yeah.
But like you said, it did have a balance of like CG into it as well.
yeah.
Like for the opening scene with the waves, like holy shit, that was impressive.
That is not
Like,
CG,
that's
dude.
awesome.
No,
It's
I
not
know. That's
CG,
what I'm
which is
saying. Okay.
insane.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they did that.
Wasn't until I watched
Yeah.
some videos today of like behind the scenes making of that I was like, wow, it is stop motion, dude. Especially the water. I was
Yeah.
like, how the fuck do you
Yeah.
think of this, dude?
I was wondering about the
Yeah.
freaking water, and then once that we watched the video earlier,
Yeah.
once they revealed that, I was like, damn, mind
Yeah,
blown.
it was.
But also
Yeah.
when the credits rolled and they started showing all this stuff, Taryn was just like, damn.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, at the
skeleton.
end of the movie, they show the
There's
skeleton
like
and
10
everything.
seconds or something of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn it, dude.
Yeah.
I never watch the credits. I miss so much sometimes. I need to
Oh,
start
dude.
watching credits.
Dude.
I was like, that's probably CG, right? And then it just wasn't. And because they just
Yeah.
give you that and then like regular credits roll. And I was like, fuck, I hope there's
Yeah.
more of this
Yeah.
footage.
Yeah.
And then Karen found that video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing, dude. I think that it's stop, and I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Like, stop motion is like the true art, right? There's like every medium of art is like present in making a stop motion movie. Like, you're
Oh, yeah.
sewing, you're cutting, you're molding, you're using clay, you're using everything, paintings, drawings, computer
And also
graphics.
like engineering too, like to like
Yeah.
make the gears and stuff for those things to move. Like that
Right.
that was what I was really like interested in. I was like, how do you get like an engineering art job? Like what what the
Yeah.
fuck? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
insane,
Yeah.
absolutely insane. I couldn't imagine having a lick of talent like that. Like,
Or the patience, dude. Oh my god.
yeah,
It's insane.
Yeah.
Like just
Yeah,
swapping
and-
out the faces. There was what did I see? 48 million different expressions for Kubo's face.
Yeah, like possible
Wow.
combinations of it.
yeah. Like,
Jesus.
Yeah.
I watched a video.
So
with
here's
the-
another interesting, really quick. The boat was covered in about 250,000 leaves, all
Dude.
placed by hand.
That thing was huge.
Wow.
But, like people placed. I can't think of 250,000 anything that I would do by hand. Like, that doesn't even make
Yeah.
sense. It's insane.
Jesus.
Dude, the boat was beautiful too. That
Yeah.
was like one of the prettiest things, and I thought it might have been CG, and I'm so glad it wasn't. Like
Yeah.
it's they probably kept it somewhere, right? And like we
Dude.
could go
Yeah.
and see
Yeah.
it.
So
Oh,
there's they had a couple years ago in Portland, Oregon. They had an entire exhibit. You could go see all the Leica dolls, sets and
Wow.
That's so
everything.
cool,
Yeah.
dude. I was gonna say that. I didn't know they were located there. Adrian, you're gonna be there next week.
Wait,
bro?
and where in Portland?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
shit.
that's
dude.
where they're based out
It's
of.
temporarily closed, I think, due to
God
COVID.
damn it.
But you would be able to go to the Portland Art Museum, something like that, and they do have like a section where
I'll
they
take a
had like
picture
I don't know.
outside of the museum.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Post it.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the boat and the skeleton, it's just like so hard to believe. And then you see how big the models are, like in real life or whatever. That skeleton
yeah.
is like 16 feet tall, dude. And like the
Yeah,
things they
but-
had to
Yeah.
literally create from scratch to hold it up and be able to move it and stuff, like
Yeah.
insane, dude.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy
they have
how
like,
they use such different scales, right, for like
Yeah.
different scenes. Like there's scenes where
Mhm.
the characters were super small and they would be
Yeah.
in like a little town, or then 16 feet to like a few inches. It's kind of
yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that
like
makes
the little
sense.
paper Hanzo. Like sometimes in the models of him are like actual size, like really tiny,
Yeah.
and then other times are a lot larger for close-ups and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to
Oh.
say, I mean, just from like the stuff that I was watching, I feel like they only used one size for everything. Like 9 inches was how tall Kubo was, and then Beetle was obviously like way bigger. But like all the faces and stuff were all the same. Like I wonder if they just kept it all like that, because there's like a scene of the guy walking through like the little city, like a human walking through the city that they built, and it's
Yeah.
pretty small, and he's literally
Oh
just
yeah,
walking
it's like
through it.
to his to his shin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Goes
Yeah.
along
if
with
that's true, that's crazy, because like last week when we did Fantastic Mr. Fox, they had like big, small, they had all these different variations of the main character, but I want to say without any evidence that they used one size for this. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
But
that is crazy.
Yeah, but I think in that video they did show the small Hanzo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Paper.
even that was tiny, dude.
But they
But
had a
then-
bigger one of
They had
him.
a
But
big-
they
yeah,
had a
that's
bigger
true.
one
For
too.
him,
yeah,
yeah.
so like I'm wondering, but
Dude,
Yeah.
all of the origami stuff was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like just watching it like morph and come to life in that way. I was
Dude,
like so
yeah.
here for it. It was like a little bit like Pokemon, but like it was cool.
Yeah, it
was
reminded me. All the origami stuff was reminding me a lot of that Paper Mario game that came out last year, the Origami King.
oh yeah.
And it looked
Uh-huh.
just like that, dude. The characters were so complex, and like shit would like unfold and do shit, like how he would
Yeah.
have the pieces of paper flying around and they would morph into stuff. Like the game is really beautiful to look at too, in a similar way.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about Fantastic Mr. Fox, and so in that, what was the frame rate that they used for that? It was 12, right? Which
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
half of the original 24. And so like I think going from Fantastic Mr. Fox to Kubo, it definitely, like you guys are saying, like it didn't feel like it was stop motion. Maybe it was part of that because we just did that movie and that was like very obviously stop
That
motion.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
because this is like twice the frames, and I mean
Yeah.
you see it, But that was an artistic choice that essentially.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of After Effects editing, like, kind of masked it a little bit too.
Yeah, they cleaned it up for sure.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, there's a video I watched with the director had a couple of the models, and he's just talking to like these kids at some place, I don't know. He was talking about, he mentioned something that how like in Fantastic Mr. Fox they have like the real fur and like you can see the fingerprints and it's all moving and stuff.
Right.
He was talking about how they didn't want to have that, so like all the hair and stuff is real hair, which is gross always, but they
Gross
combed
always.
silicone
Oh.
to make it like sturdy and like stiff or whatever,
Stiff.
because they didn't want to
Yeah.
have those like fingerprint markings on it. He was talking about it. I was like, that's interesting.
that's
It's like a
interesting.
choice you can make in stop motion, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's interesting. The director, his father, is a very rich billionaire. The founder of Nike.
Wait,
What?
what?
Wow.
And yeah.
That's why they're in
And-
Portland, huh?
I
Yeah,
saw that
and
Nike was an
so,
investor, but I didn't see that fucking part.
Yeah, his
Goddamn.
his dad is the owner of the company. He bought it. Well, he invested in another animation company, and they weren't really going anywhere, and so he stepped in and made his son the head guy there, and their first
Yeah.
movie was a little movie called Coraline.
Dude,
And
which is
the rest is
insane.
history.
Yeah.
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 To start off with a movie like Coraline, like that
Yeah.
bar is so fucking high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is interesting because like you have this $60 million budget in this infinite money thing, you know? Like there's infinite
Yeah.
amount of money behind Nike, and it's still $60 million budget. So they ain't really sad that this made only 77 million. They're
I was
like,
gonna
yeah,
say, I
this
was
is
like,
it feels a little bit more of like it's like an art project. It's
It's
like
a
a
love
little
for the
side
craft.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a love for
Yeah.
the craft just to do it. And it's
Just to do it, all
it's
you
just
need is a
interesting.
billionaire father.
yeah.
Yeah.
No big
Yeah,
deal.
shit.
Here's 60
yeah.
million, son. Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for Alonzo, who said it took him and his daughter 4.5 hours to make a 30-second stop motion, just have a billionaire father, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Easy. Come on, dude. Just have a billionaire father, and you could do it really quickly.
Dude, after hearing the box office, I was like getting sad and worried. I was like, fuck, man. I just want them to make movies forever, but now I'm not worried anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter, I guess.
Not really. And they did come out with another one.
Box
Missing
Trolls?
Link.
Missing Link.
Oh.
Yeah, Box Trolls. I've seen all these movies in theaters besides The Missing Link. I saw Box Trolls in theaters, saw Kubo and Coraline in theaters.
Dude,
Well,
like a fanatic, man.
I guess. Shit. I don't know.
I've never even heard of some of these.
The
Yeah,
Missing
yeah,
Link
I-
won,
Paranorman?
like,
Heard of
best,
Paranorman, but
yeah. Missing Link won Best Animation at one of those big award shows.
Oh, yeah.
Best animated
Yeah.
film last year.
nice. But yeah, I mean, so that's what I was saying. Okay, so they set the bar really fucking high with Coraline. Have they gotten close? I don't know, man. That movie's I feel like that movie's so hard to fucking top.
I don't know. I've only seen these two, I feel like, so I don't know.
I have two, but I mean, I feel like I've seen the previews to Paranorman, and I'm like, okay, that's a pass. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
I heard it's
I
so
hear
good.
the ending of Paranorman is like really dark and weird.
Is it
And
good?
even okay, so
Oh,
I was
man.
watching. I don't know. I've never seen it, but I was watching an interview with the director. He was accepting some kind of award, and the person who was giving him the award was like, "Oh yeah, me and my daughter watched the movie, and she loved it." And no, she's like, "Me and my daughter watched the movie, and he couldn't." He was like, "Is she scarred for life?" And then she was, and like that's what's kind of funny is like I feel like these movies from Laika kind of have that scarring for life like element to it. They're very dark and they're very twisted and kind of weird, which is like makes it all that much more enjoyable for a wide variety of audiences, you know? Like I feel like it's doing so much for so many, you know?
Yeah,
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, last week when Adrian was saying Fantastic Mr. Fox doesn't really do that, like,
For kids, yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah.
for everyone kind of
Yeah.
thing, but I feel like their movies nail it so far every time. Like, it's like a perfect
Yeah.
balance.
It's
They did it good.
it's close. It's close. I feel like sometimes it could be a little long-winded these movies a little bit,
Mm.
but there's enough there for I think a kid to enjoy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the humor in this felt very geared towards children. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't too many points where I was like, "Oh, this movie's actually really funny." It was just like, "Okay, I could see a kid laughing at that joke," you know.
Yeah.
There's some clever
I
shit.
think what
Sort uncomfortable. That was probably my favorite one.
what made me like really realize that I liked this movie was, yeah, like you said, it does get a little dark, or like it explores things that just, Disney movies are not gonna explore, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'm looking
it
at you,
threw me
Soul. I'm just gonna
Right.
say it right now. You already know I like this movie because the fucking parents die at the end. Hell yeah, I'm all for it. Give me more death, brother. I'm all about it. That's where you're starting to tug the strings,
Dude,
brother.
they die like
Two
two
strings.
times. Both of
They
them.
Yeah,
died
they died.
a
Yeah.
ton of times.
So many times.
Tragic, brother.
Where's
And
the
then
sequel?
so
Kill him
bad.
3 more
And
times.
and then you get Pixar Soul. That guy gets to live again. Fuck that. Get out of here, man.
Not a good
That's
choice.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, derailed you.
no, you're good, yeah. No, but that's we were talking about it earlier with Jordan, me and Jacqueline and Jordan were when we were swimming, and Jordan didn't watch it. She fell asleep, and so she was like, "Oh yeah, it's so sad that he's blind." And I was like, "That's not even the saddest thing that's happened to him." Like, but I didn't
Like a
really realize
footnote.
that.
And he's not
Yeah.
blind.
Right? It's like not even a. It's you don't even think about that
It's very
by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It was like it worked so well, and you kind of get the like sense that the monkey and the beetle are mom and dad as time passes,
Mhm.
where they start to like vibe with each other more, and
Yeah.
you can kind of tell, but it was still like a nice thing. It was like a nice thing that happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, but like halfway through, before I was like, "Is this monkey gonna fuck this beetle?"
That's
Like,
what I
how
kept
does
telling
that happen?
James.
Dude, that's what I said. I was like, damn, we're getting interspecies again over here. No, we were watching it with Steven too, and he fucking called it. But about that plot line where the father is like not hidden, but you don't really know, and there's
Right.
like the reveal. This movie fucking ruined Coco for me because Coco has that same kind of
Oh, it
reveal
does.
where
Oh.
the guy that's taking him through freaking whatever,
Yeah,
where is he? I don't know.
through
The
the
afterlife.
afterlife. Yeah.
Yeah, it ends up being his dad. And so like I saw this movie came out before Coco. So when I saw Coco, I was like, Kubo just did this last year, bro. I was like,
Oh,
it
no.
totally ruined Coco for me. I mean Coco's another like visual phenom, it's
Masterpiece, yeah.
amazing. But I just like the weeb aesthetics better. I don't know.
Same.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Origami, dude, freaking samurais, hell
Origami is
yeah!
so
I
Dude,
don't
I
know.
will fight you on
mean,
that. Coco's music slapped. Like,
The music was really good in this.
the music
though.
was good in this, but like Coco's music, there's something about it. I don't know. Maybe
I
touching into
get
my,
it.
my guitar gently weeps at the end for the
Oh,
credit
dude.
song.
Once you tell me it's
That
the
shit
Beatles,
slapped.
I don't like it anymore.
Oh,
But it's a
God.
comfort, dude.
But like the
Yeah.
Beatles, the
he's a
guy was a
Beatle.
Beatle. I like it again.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of layers here.
A lot of layers.
But I don't know.
Oh.
The movie, I just was like, when I watched Coco, I was like, damn. I was like, getting strong similarities.
Before,
Yeah, I've seen this before. We're talking about, we're trying to hit heavy subjects about the afterlife. We're trying to put it into this nice little package for kids to understand that people die sometimes. Not sometimes, all the
sometimes, all the time.
time. Every time. And
Right.
like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It kind of cursed it for me, but it's still a good movie.
Yeah, dude, that was so funny.
But I might like this one better.
When
Wait,
ooh.
what's still a good movie and you might like what better? What?
Coco's still a good movie, but I might like Kubo just a
might
little bit
Okay.
better.
relax, Adrian. Might.
Might.
Just say might. I
Just
don't know. I
kidding.
haven't seen Coco in a while, but
Me
we're not here
neither.
to talk about
It's
Coco.
like your opinion, man.
No, but that was so funny when Steven said that. He's like, "That's the dad, huh?" Or something. Like said that, and then Jacqueline was like, "Oh wow, nice theory." Like so bad. I was like, "Oh
so
well, there it
obvious.
is." Yeah.
She didn't even try to hide it. She was just all, wow, interesting.
Yeah. I was like, "Well, there it is."
Yeah. Oh man.
I feel like that was completely not spoiled for me in any way. Like I feel like after I found out that the monkey was the mom, I was like, maybe that might have
Yeah.
been something in the back of my head, like maybe the Beatles the dad, but
Yeah, the monkey
when
was
it was
for sure
revealed,
the
it was-
shocking part. Or it
Yeah.
was shocking, but you know what I mean.
yeah. And weird that she just like role played as not the mom the whole time. Like, I'm just that monkey, Mr. Monkey.
Yeah.
But so, all right. Do you guys here's the cool thing about this movie that I actually really, really did enjoy is it's like this quest, right? And it's such a good adventure film that they go through so many different layers, and I just feel like this was probably such a joy to make because the artists were just like, okay, we're doing this crazy boat thing, and then all right, we're doing this crazy underwater thing, we're making this giant skeleton, like so many different huge scenes that were just completely visually appealing. Did you guys have a favorite that stood out to you? Let's take it to Jay first. Favorite scene?
Ah, that's too hard of a thing to answer, dude. Okay, I loved the boat, but I think my favorite is the underwater with the eyes.
That shit was
Yep.
creepy.
That's a
That
big
was
one. It's a
high,
big
Yeah.
one.
dude. That was when
Gives
I
you
was
so
like,
much
yeah,
anxiety. Like it's just
Yeah.
like this
no,
is weird.
awesome. And then watching that fucking behind the scenes, seeing them actually make the eyes and like
Yeah, they were
tentacles
huge.
on the eyes move. They were huge. The eyelids opened. There was a real light in there. Like all of that just adds so much more to how
Yeah.
good that scene is.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Crazy.
Taryn, do you echo that eye scene with your
I
favorite?
really
or-
liked the snowy parts. I don't know. I liked how different every part of the movie was. Like, even though James
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
or was
Steven was like, oh no, we both were kind of just like, how the fuck did they go from the jungle to the snow to
Yeah.
the desert to the water
ocean.
back to the, yeah, it was just like, it was like, damn, where are they going? Like, where do they live where they can like get all those
Japan,
like
dude.
different ecosystems? Yeah.
Yeah, like I loved how different everything was, but I have to go with the boat, including the underwater part. Like all of it was so fucking cool, man.
Okay.
For sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James, you on the
I like-
same
I,
team boat?
I'm team eyes in the water, but I mean, I like the ruins and stuff, like just like the
Mhm.
heads like sticking out of like the ground and stuff. That was in the ice world, right? Or like the little
Ice
snowy
world.
area.
Yeah.
Ice world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I think
Or like inside the whale was fucking
that was
Oh my
really
really
cool.
gosh, that was
awesome.
sick.
Yeah, and then the world building and that, just like them making a giant fucking shell of a whale. That was really fucking cool. I do love the boat scene and then the eyes, but to mix it up a little bit, dude, the skeleton was like, what was crazy about that is the skeleton didn't really feel super fluid, but like it really worked. I don't know, there was something about it that like it, like going back to the whole quest thing, like it almost felt like a video game, like a boss fight, and like just how all of it was done.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
fucking fun. The skeleton
Yeah.
was
Dude, okay,
Definitely.
you say that. It was literally the same animation. I'm about to get real nerdy up in here. I'm
oh
sorry.
no.
As Lord Marugar from WoW, there's a boss in
Oh.
ICC, and it literally does the same thing. He's a skeleton and he holds like an axe, but he starts as a pile of bones and then animates into
Oh
himself.
shit.
Right.
I know that boss you're
like
talking.
that.
Yeah, holy fuck.
And then when I saw that, I immediately wrote it down and was like, "This is
Hell yeah.
Yeah, maybe
This
that's
was
why, like,
right from WoW.
subconsciously, I was like ICC raids. That was
Yeah.
where it came from. That's what
Do you
felt so
think there
blessed.
was a WoW freaking nerd on the production team that
I
was
don't
just
know.
like, yo, I saw this in a game a couple years back. Let's
Could have been. They look really similar, like
Yeah.
the skeleton and this boss.
Yeah,
That's really
they
cool.
definitely do.
Another like environment, I guess, like scene stuff was just the city, dude. How fucking lively it was. There's so many
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah.
And just like
Yeah.
I don't know, just seeing everyone live in that little city was fucking cool too.
It felt like that was what the live action Mulan was missing. Was like a city that felt authentic and
Oh,
just
wow.
Yeah,
felt
not
real.
some
Yeah.
compound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously.
For sure.
Another just video game vibe. The fucking sisters, which were
Oh
really
my
cool
God.
characters. I
The
really
coolest
liked
We
them.
need to get into
Characters.
them. Yeah.
They have that thresh hook. That
Yes,
Ooh, I was immediately a
Yeah.
fan.
the League of Legends
What is that
threshold.
called? The chain with chain.
Mornings.
Kunai with chain. Kunai
Oh,
with chain.
They-
Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Dude, any weapon with a
Yeah.
chain is immediately cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
God
that's
of
true.
War. But let me put Tara on blast really quick.
Uh-oh.
So he needs to go to horny jail. Bonk, go to horny jail because we're in the middle of the movie, and this motherfucker starts tweeting out, "Yo, if you look like this," and it was one of those twins with the fucking hats. He was like, "Yo, if you look like this, hit me up. DMs are open." I was like, Jesus Christ,
Bro,
Taryn,
didn't he
this
say-
movie's
didn't
not
he
even
say-
over, dude. This dude was like,
Wow.
he was.
Dude,
a cool
I
style,
saw that
man.
tweet. I think it was
Didn't
just
even
like,
like
if
it?
you're
Alright,
into
dude.
stuff. Doesn't he say like if you're into stuff that looks
No,
like this?
Patreon. Yeah, this style was just so
Wait.
cool. I
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
horny for them. They just looked cool as fuck.
I thought you
threw
said
that
if
on
you
the
be looking
timeline,
like
dude?
this.
Yeah.
No,
I
if
mean,
you're
I don't
into
know.
things that look like this, if you're into that aesthetic.
No, if you look
That's what I meant.
literally like them, is what I meant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what he
yeah,
said.
horny
See,
jail.
I wasn't
Horny
wrong.
Horny
jail.
jail. Immediately. Go to jail.
Bonk.
Right
Immediately go to
right
jail.
away.
Oh
But
my
no,
God,
really-
you did. I'm verifying it right
What's
now.
Taryn's at?
Like,
Shout out his at right now.
Like it, Jay.
We need to put him on blast.
At turn
Like
or
it,
burn a
Jay.
key. Follow me, please.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm just
trying
kidding.
to like show it, but my camera won't show it. But it's that you can tell the sister. You can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
the
Yeah.
picture.
Oh
The little
yeah.
heart's
dude.
not red.
But
I don't
those
know why, but
What are you
those were
talking about,
like
dude? It's totally red.
those
shit.
were
That's the
like
first time I've seen it.
some of the coolest villains that I've seen. That when I
Dude,
saw
they're
it in
so
theaters, I was like,
cool.
holy shit! I was like, these are like the coolest, sort of scariest,
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
what am I feeling inside? Kind of love them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were
love
probably
I'm
the
like scared a
best.
little bit, but like they were so cool. Those hats were just like, just when they like hid their face and then like they
Yeah.
revealed like those freaking
Well, when they were behind
hairy
each other
clay
and then they show
masks.
that they're sisters, like twin
Yeah.
sisters, that
Yeah,
was
dude.
terrifying.
And their capes
And
look
that's like
crow
12 minutes
feathers.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
happens
so
quickly. Yeah.
early. I was
Yeah.
there at that point. I was also like, holy shit, this is kind of scary. I'm a little scared.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Like a good feeling to have on, because you know, like Nightmare Before Christmas, and I don't want to compare it, but like stop motion creepy, right? It wasn't, but
Right.
it's never that kind of creepy.
Right.
This was
No.
almost like horror creepy.
I might go as far as to say this was the scariest villain in a stop motion animated film since The Praying Mantis and Coraline. Because that shit was like
Yeah,
on another
Dude, the
level. too.
lifeless eyes in the mom
Which-
too. That was creepy as shit.
Yeah.
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 But that's
Yeah,
another
like-
reason why I like that boat scene so much. Just the fight scene between the monkey and the sisters was fucking badass, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was cool.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that spinning kick and shit.
Yeah, and
Oh, yeah.
seeing it being made with the rigs and shit, I was like, this is like CG. Obviously, like, how would you do this? And they have it, like that sequence of the monkey like falling down and then rolling and like doing shit with the sword is like 100% fucking handmade, dude. It's insane.
Yeah,
Insane.
actually insane. But what was I gonna say about? Fuck, I feel like I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah, so like to go back to like Coraline, and I guess just Leica Studios, like they're making horror films for children. I feel like
Sure.
you know,
yeah.
like that's what we said in Coraline, and this just
Yeah.
is not short of that. Like those sisters are fucking scary, man. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the mask breaks and you see their real like
yeah, the
face moving under,
porcelain
you're
like
"Ooh,
mask.
totally.
They're real people. What
I
the
got-
fuck?"
So what's interesting about this, about animation specifically, because it's like pretty new, right, of a medium in the like scheme of art mediums, is that we're starting to, or at least I'm starting to notice like times where they're throwing or like paying homage to something that came before, right? So like the boat scene where the storm starts rolling in was James and the Giant Peach, dude.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
shit,
Where the
at
shark
all.
comes out of the clouds?
with the
Oh my
spinning
God.
ass. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Same vibe during that scene. I was like, fuck
That's
yeah,
true,
this is
man.
awesome. The other thing was when the grandpa, not in his fucking insane form dragon thing,
Yeah.
when he was just himself, normal, at the end, when he like, you know that he's evil, he acts and has the vibe of Hades from Hercules.
Oh right,
a
it's all
lot.
ethereal
Right.
and like transparent almost.
Yeah, and he's like smooth and like you like him for some reason, but you
Or
kinda don't.
Voldemort, because he is the guy who plays Voldemort.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Cast
Oh,
is
shit.
stacked.
Mm.
It is. Yeah. It
Yeah.
definitely is. Dude, and then okay, speaking of cast, Matthew McConaughey. I'm just like happy listening to his voice too. Like you just
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
right when you hear it. You're like,
Such
oh,
a good
yeah.
fit
You're
for
like,
that character, dude.
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
was.
It's weird because it's like he almost, because like he's like a Texas boy, right? And like
Yeah.
you're like there's almost like a hint of like country in his
Mhm.
voice, but it's like not too like distractingly like country. It's like it's just really interesting. But like
Yeah.
his very first voice acting gig, he read the script over like in chapters to his children and stuff. So
Oh, that's
Wow.
so cool.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Wait, so this was his
That
first
Beatles,
voice
that's gonna
acting
be
gig?
me.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. That's impressive. He did
Wow.
really well. Really
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I
I feel like
think,
in the behind the scenes thing that we watched, like he was the most like animated of an actor.
He was probably
Oh,
so
yeah.
excited,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's look like it.
yeah,
And that came through. Like his character is definitely that. And
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
comparing him to like Charlize Theron, who's awesome, but was just kind of like sitting there doing her lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
well,
like,
that's
It
what
was
kind of who she
amazing.
is.
that's what
I
the
thought.
character needed to be.
But like
right?
visually,
Yeah.
it looked like that. But like in the actual recording in the movie, like I think it was perfect. Like it's just like this stoic, like I don't know, like
Yeah.
fighter person that was just I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And she kind of always is that character, right? Like I feel like in most things I see her in, she is this like stoic kind of person. I don't know.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
yeah, definitely.
On a different, maybe 2021 kind of note, is it weird? Was it? Do you guys notice that almost none of the cast was like Japanese or anything? Like in this Japanese setting and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I
Very
was gonna
few.
mention that. Where like Matthew McConaughey has that
Yeah.
countryness.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah, I mean what's his name? George
Taika?
Yeah, it was like
Taika-
him and the
Taika.
guy who plays. Oh fuck!
Um,
In Mortal Kombat, wasn't it Shang Tsung in the old Mortal Kombat movie? Those are like the two Asian guys you fucking hire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
There's a
have
bunch of
like
white people.
two
It's kind of
lines.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I wouldn't have noticed that when it came out, but like now I'm like hyper aware of that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, and I'm like,
Paying
that's
more
an
attention.
interesting thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, especially the main like boy. He's just Art Parkinson. Like,
I feel like that one was
Yeah.
fine, but like Matthew McConaughey was just like I loved it, but it was also like weird at the same time.
Yeah. 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 I mean, like going further in that kind of stuff, they're gonna try to do that more often. Cast
people of that ethnicity.
people of that
Yeah.
ethnicity and that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of like if you fucking knock it out of the park, then you should just get the damn thing, you know?
Sure.
For me. If it's just like next level voice acting.
Yeah, I
Fuck
don't hate
it.
any of the performances.
know.
It's just like something I noticed, I
Yeah.
guess, you know?
Oh, yeah, I could agree with that. And I think like with that shift, we're probably because James, you were saying like, okay, if they knock it out of the park, like you have to also consider like who are they getting to audition for these roles in
Yeah,
the first
yeah,
place?
yeah. And that's
Yeah.
true. Like you gotta
Right.
give everybody the chance, but if they're only
Right.
casting white people
Yeah, yeah,
and not even giving somebody else a try, then that is bullshit, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because like maybe then it was just like, all right, we got either Matthew McConaughey, John Krasinski, or one of the Chris's, Evans, Hemsworth, like you know, it's just like okay, at that point, right? One of
Yeah.
them is going to be the best, but to
Yeah.
get
I don't know.
open
And
that,
and I mean, and that's like where Hollywood is like kind of right now, where it's like they're finally starting to give a lot of these different ethnicities voices and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they're trying to also sell this movie. You're not gonna sell this movie without like a Charlize Theron
Oh, yeah.
or Matthew McConaughey name against it.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
they're starting to give these people chances to become
Yeah.
those
recognizable
Chris
names.
Hemsworths, those
Yeah.
recognizable names, which is I know, yeah.
Yeah, I
We
just,
could
like,
we could definitely do better. We can do better, like
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
just giving those voices.
I'm just thinking
I
of
think
like
we-
them as a studio, like holy fuck, we got Matthew McConaughey, dude. Oh my god, like so excited.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
I don't know, I
know.
can see that part of it too.
Yeah,
I think a lot of that has come up like, you know, super recently, like even in 2016, there wasn't really like a thought that most people
wasn't
had.
big. Yeah.
But like now, like if we look at the past year, right, like things like Minari coming out.
Dude, even like
are
Raya
really
and the Last
cool.
Dragon, which is animated, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Nomadland, which was I finally saw it. I waited to see it in theaters, and holy shit, it was really good. But yeah, we're getting there, and it's hard to like knock a thing for that. It is something that I noticed, but like, it just worked. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't knock it now, but like,
Yeah.
if it came out this year, maybe, but whatever, you know.
Sure. Rules going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 2020
Sure.
and on. Let's figure out some diversity, people. But all right, so I have a question, which is the movie's called Kubo and the Two Strings. The guitar instrument thing he's using has 3 strings, right?
Only at the end,
Is
right?
I think it does the whole time.
Maybe
Wasn't
the Kubo and the two strings are his parents. Kubo and the two people.
Oh, I
Parents.
I
kept
think there's a
associating it.
lot of.
I was like, I
Does
want
it?
to, I want to get into that conversation, that discussion on like what, like the title of the film. They could have went with a million
Yeah.
Kubo and the 10,000 pages. You know, like what there could have been a million things that they picked. But
Yeah.
Kubo and the two
Yeah.
strings.
But it's
they
all
said-
about family. The
Yeah.
two strings
Connecting
of
him
life.
to his parents. Literally strings.
Uh,
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But didn't
There
he
was-
intertwine them to make one string at the
Yeah,
end?
there was the literal two strings on his wrist, which
Right.
was
One was the strand of his mother's hair.
right, and the
The
other was
other-
like strings made to be one string. I don't know. It was a little
Yeah.
confusing.
It has something to do with his dad. I
Yeah.
don't even remember because Beetle ain't got
It
no
might
hair.
have
I don't know.
in the notes that I took. I was like trying to pin down what the two strings were, and there's too many like lines where I'm like, is this the two strings? Is that the two strings? I don't know. Too
Yeah.
difficult. But I do like the idea that it's like family and like family tree status
Yeah.
strings. That's
Yeah.
really cool. Makes
No,
sense.
definitely.
What did you come up with, Adrian?
For the two string theory.
Yeah.
Which that's hilarious because the string theory is an actual thing in physics. But no, so like I don't know. That's why I was kind of curious. I was like, okay, I was really trying to put it all into the instrument he was using because, you know, stringed instrument, the two strings. I thought that was going to be more like I thought that instrument was going to play a bigger role than it did, and like he was going to get 100% of his powers from that, which he got most of them, but then he got like all of the armor, and that was kind of the thing. I don't know. Yeah, that's why I was asking. I was like,
Yeah.
The
when
name
you
of the
said
instrument
family
is a
thing-
samishin. Samishin.
Semishin.
Mm.
Okay.
Meaning three strings. So it was three string.
Oh,
Kubo
Yeah,
was one of the
yeah.
strings. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love
there you go.
the-
Yeah.
Kubo is one string. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
thank
Wrapped
you,
it up
Jacqueline.
for
She
me.
said the
Makes
string was from the bow
Easy
for the
clap.
dad. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Ah.
That
Okay.
works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes
Oh,
sense.
obviously Kubo and the two. It's a with Kubo and the three strings would be four strings. I'm an idiot. This is a 10. All right.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah.
I loved the mechanic of the instrument, like when he'd play it, and that's when
So
shit would
cool.
start. Like
Yeah.
he was like a
Opens
bard.
up with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
He does like a Sona ult.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Back
go
to
on,
video
nerdy
games.
video
No, but yeah,
games.
he totally like bard stuff. And that's like what's so cool about looking back at like really old history where, you know, before like textbooks were really a big thing, it was bards. It was like people who just told these stories, and like that's how they went on.
Yeah.
And then we come to find like the story that he's trying to recollect from his mother is reality. It's like really what happened.
Yeah.
And like he's trying
Right.
to put the pieces together. So that was like a beautiful tie-in to just see that story introduced in the
Yeah.
beginning, and then to kind of live that out throughout the film.
Yeah.
which was
Yeah, and
well done.
that's throughout that. Like I thought about how again, like film animation as a medium is young, but the essence of the medium is storytelling, right? Which has been around forever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like the fact that it's a storyteller telling a story about a storyteller, right? It's like meta as
Oh,
fuck
no.
art, you know?
Oh, yo, dog! I heard you like stories, so we put a story in your
Exactly.
story, so you can tell a story while you're telling your story. Shit, holy fuck!
Exactly.
Ooh.
That's where I was like, okay, this person probably has a billionaire father, right? Like the experiences that they relate to are like the things that they've loved doing, and which is
Yeah.
cool. Like it shines through and makes it that much better. Like the origami skins are unmatched; they're so cool. But I don't know. You kind of get that vibe throughout, like especially when his grandpa changes into the like dragon. That's like very much like a storytelling thing, and that kind of plays back on the stories of old, but you show it through the lens of the stories of new, right, on the screen, animated and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. Like all of that, thinking about all of that, I was just like, damn, I liked that. And then there was like a bit of like generational differences with like carving your own path kind of stuff, which is always, good staples that I think really hit, like you said, James, like a wide audience. These are things that people can just connect
Coming
with
of
and-
age kind of
Yeah,
story.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of like themes and stuff, like I feel like there's been a surge almost in movies about humanity almost.
Hmm.
Like what does it mean to like I don't know, I guess be a human. Like they're like, why do you want to be a human when you could be this other thing? And like it's all about like figuring that out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like the most recent example, Mitchell versus the Machines or whatever. Like it there's a big old
Oh, I
part of
saw it.
that. What do you think, real quick?
Yeah.
Real quick.
It's pretty
What do you
good.
think?
I
Hell
liked
yeah,
it a
it's
lot.
so fucking good. But that's
I
like one
liked
of the
it
main
too.
themes in that movie is like this AI is just like why the like what do you want why do you want to be like on this world so bad blah 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 all this stuff and like a lot of the plot is like figuring out how to like explain that and like going through all these hardships and, you know, like all that stuff. And I really like that. I don't know, theme, I guess. Like it's just
Yeah.
really introspective. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
About.
for sure. I agree.
I don't know if I would agree that it's like been a surge lately. I think I don't know.
I mean, maybe just this year. Yeah.
Man has been writing about man and why for like so long. Just they're always
Yeah.
just
Like Plato
Right.
and
what
shit.
does it
you know?
mean?
But like, I guess just like
like-
the other example that I thought of was Invincible, where it's like these crazy. It's either like AI or these superhero beings that are like, why do you want to be a regular ass human? Like, what's the fucking point when we can be this other thing, right? Like that specific
Yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's the same question, right? But it's asked from a different angle.
Right.
This new idea of AI, right?
Yeah.
So it evolves over time. I think as we continue down this technology path, we'll see how that goes. But if Mitchell versus Machine is any, clue, it's not going to go well. But I liked how they kind of just, and I don't want to like turn this into a Mitchell versus Machine thing, but like they just like were very clear about, yo, technology is not trying to help you at this point, like it's a lot of greed and corruption behind this, and they're just collecting shit and watching you, and like just out in the open. And it was cool, and like the cast was surprising, and yeah, but it ultimately comes down to like the same thing, like what does it mean to be human, and things that we've been trying to figure out for as long as humans have been around.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what exactly was that correlation with Kubo, Taryn? What is he?
His
What is he
grandpa.
trying to?
His grandpa wants him to join
Oh.
him in the
Oh,
heavens and be
Yeah.
immortal.
Join or
Right.
die. Yeah,
He's
which was
"Why do
like
you wanna be
okay,
here?" Yeah.
yeah, which was like kind of a weird. Like they were gods. What were they? What was up with them? What the fuck?
Yeah, that was the part that I was like weird with is one of the twin sisters is just like I've defeated people who could fit this earth on their fingernail. And
Yeah.
I'm like, a monkey just
Yeah.
kicked your ass. What are you talking
But she's the triplet.
She's
They're
a
not
sister.
even twins. Yeah, she's a
That-
third.
yeah, okay,
Meaning
yes.
Same
fair.
power
Triplet, I
level.
don't know.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I think that's like where I'm going to knock points off of the score because I feel like the story like it was good, but I felt like it was very video game like fetch questy, Go
Mhm.
grab these 3 items of
Right.
whatever
beat the
to
boss.
defeat whoever,
Yeah.
beat the boss.
Yeah.
And they didn't really dive into like the history of those items or anything. I mean, they just belonged to his dad, which was fine. But I feel like they could have explained like why they're like these mystical beings, where
Yeah.
where do they come from? Why are they like hell bent on
Mhm.
evil? Why did they take his eye? Did I miss that?
So I think it was like so what was it so he can't see the awfulness of the world
Yeah,
or something?
it's like they don't want him to see, and his grandpa has the line where he's like Kubo's like, well, you're totally blind or whatever, and he's like, and yeah, I see more than you'll ever will, or some shit like that. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
like the vibe of like, strip this thing away that makes you, which was an interesting angle.
Weak
I don't
or
think we've seen that
something?
before. Yeah, because Kubo, somebody, I think it's Kubo, says something about how like seeing the people in front of you looking into their eyes is like looking into their soul, and that's what you don't want me to see is their soul. And
Oh
that's
yeah,
what,
yeah.
To feel empathy
this
for
thing.
humans and all this stuff, right?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
invincible vibes right there.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Yeah, but it's, I don't know, it was cool still. Um, I I was like a little confused initially about that as well, like why he was after his eye, because they didn't really explain it. And you always thought it was like so that he would gain something,
Right.
but it wasn't that. It was that so Kubo would
Take
lose
something.
something
Yeah.
and makes him a little more evil. So when they made him like fine at the end and we're just like, oh, you give coins to all the kids, I kind of didn't like
Yeah.
that. Like,
I
what the
did
fuck is
kinda.
this?
I think
Throw
I
him in the
did like
river,
it.
dude.
Yeah,
It's
it did
just-
kind of feel
it's
like
like
a Pixar
redemption,
ending in
dude.
a way.
I don't know.
I don't know,
Yeah.
dude. Redemption for what though? Like these people, do they even know who he is? Like I don't know. None of that was.
Yeah, I think it's just it's just to go to show how far Kubo has come. I think it's a like a perfect capping
The
on.
ultimate forgiveness of
Yeah, yeah. It's he took away his mother and father, and he was able to still have his only family member left. I mean, he ended up
Yeah.
becoming like they were with their memories erased and everything.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little.
It was like
I know. What the hell was I watching? Oh, I think it was Raya and the Last Dragon, one of the big, maybe I shouldn't spoil it. Anyways, like it's like, okay, you could fucking killed a million people, fucking Kylo Ren, fucking, and we're just supposed to forgive you because you sacrifice, you know what I mean? It's like that kind of thing. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't
because
know.
Ohana means family.
I think it was more like it made me feel like humans aren't just born evil. Like he's with no memories. Like he's not just naturally evil. Like he was
Is a clean
pushed
slate.
that way. Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
I don't know. I liked it. I
The-
think.
The part that was just like, why was like the fact that all the town was in on it and was like, yeah.
Yeah, they're
And
pretty
then you did
snappy
this
on
nice
that, huh?
thing.
But in like
Yeah.
a weird way too, where they were just like, yeah, you
Yeah.
give money to everyone, you make blankets for people. They were like trying to like gain things.
Yeah.
for
I
making
don't
this
know.
guy.
It was
It's a little
fucking
weird.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked it.
But no, I do like the clean slate theory. Like,
Yeah.
that's
I'll
Yeah.
accept that, I guess.
all right. So we got any rounding thoughts on this one
Um,
before we wrap it up in the ratings?
Let's see. I'm looking.
One thing I did find funny was the quote, "You are my quest," where
Mm.
wasn't that like a whole Twitch thing?
It
where,
reminded me
like,
of Wreckful, dude.
Questing.
yeah, the questing for like a girl, and I
Yeah.
was like, "You
Oh
are my
my
quest." It's like,
God.
lol.
Yeah.
Rest in
Sag.
peace, dude.
Rest in
Yeah.
peace.
You are my
Beautiful soul.
quest. Yeah. That was a
Let me
funny little
see. I've got okay. You already know that I cried, right? At the end.
Hell
When
You
yeah.
his
cried?
parents are like saying, oh, of course, dude, of course.
Of
no question."
course.
I mean,
I
that
was like,
client's
this.
the
I was like,
littlest
yes,
thing.
they're dead. I was like, yeah, yeah.
There was a single tear of happiness for James. Died.
You already know I love it.
Yeah, when James cheers and I cry, it's a good thing.
Yeah. I didn't cry on this one. I
Oh,
got close.
Hanzo is like
Oh, an
Fumbler
actual.
lore level
Yeah.
now at this
Oh,
point.
sure.
He's been in like 4 fucking movies.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, and a video game.
Huh.
All right, let's hop into ratings. Who wants to take it away first? Jay's
You're up,
got it.
Jay.
Me?
Yeah.
You're going
Oh fuck,
first.
we didn't know his goes. I wasn't even looking.
Yeah, it's yours.
I was
Playing
looking at
about
my
going to-
notes and I was like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm gonna rate this.
And now you gotta figure it
They
out.
don't call on
Now
me.
you better.
All
figure
right,
it.
I'll give it a chance. I'll give it a shot. So, yeah, there's a lot of like connecting with parent stuff that hit harder. The fact that his mom was sick hit really hard for me. My mom has MS, which like I haven't really seen the whatever your ailments of that yet in her. I think there's like a little bit of that, but it's not anywhere near on this level. But little connection to that.
Yeah.
The creepiness, the darkness of the sisters of the underwater, the like pure artistry of crafting all these things, of making this movie, it's hard to give it like a bad score. It's hard to give it a score that I think is gonna be too bad to like upset other people, you know?
Purely on an
Like,
artistic level.
yeah, just like purely on you went out and did this thing, and it seemed like it was very hard to do, and it looked beautiful, and like I feel like my score should reflect the beauty in what you attempted to make, you know?
Are we giving it too much credit? Like I'm sure the fucking handiwork and like the craftsmanship of a regular ass set is like
Oh
just as
yeah.
intensely
That's what I've been saying. I said
insane.
that last
Like
episode.
what is it that's
Yeah.
like that just makes us
It's
I
something
think
about
it's-
a physical
I think
thing.
it's I think yeah, it's the physical
Yeah.
thing that's just
Yeah.
like so I don't know.
Well,
we give it
think
so
about
much
it like
value.
this. Think about it like this. In a physical live action set, you set up the setting and then the characters kind of interact with the setting and make the scene. But
Right.
here you're doing all of that. You're making
Yeah.
the scene every single time. You're changing the setting. You're changing what the characters do to interact with the setting. It's like way more work. That's why when I was like, whoa, Wes Anderson's doing his in 12 FPS, it's to save fucking time and not deal with all that shit, you know? It's an artistic choice. Yeah, sure, bro. No, it's an art form. It's like the art form. It's like all of the art forms put together. So like that
The
alone.
highest of art.
Yeah, I mean,
Wine
maybe
glass.
it is.
Yes.
Maybe it is.
Yes. Yes.
But it's great, and when it's done this well, especially when they blend, because like I think we're at the point where we can be like CG is cool and not like get hung on the cross for it, and when they blend it so as well as they did to where we're questioning what it is, like that's mastery, right? Like they nailed it. So those things, along with like the duality of the story and how it can affect people of every age and shit, all that shit is like really, I feel like, hard to pull off. But when you have a billionaire father, it must not be that hard.
Ouch.
Only 60.
No,
But $60 million
That's it.
it's just
$60
a
million,
small,
yeah. There was a cap.
small loan.
I respect it. Fuck, I still don't even know, dude. I was just trying to ramble to get more time to think about the score. I think it's
Yeah,
got to be like a
number.
9.2. That's what comes
Whoa.
into my brain. 9.2.
Wow.
9.2.
Really liked it. Really
Wow.
liked
Right.
Oh
9.2.
shit! I'll go. I guess.
Go ahead, James. Take it away. Take it
We're
away.
gonna go cross section here. Echoing a lot of the same sentiments as Jay. I think my biggest gripe with the movie, I feel like the story is good, and I feel like it tugs at the right strings, you could say.
Oh.
But
Ooh.
like I don't know, like maybe I wanted just like a little bit more. Like I don't know, what was the runtime on this thing?
Dude, it was
Almost
like
Almost 2 hours?
almost 2
50,
hours.
yeah.
Hour.
It went
Almost
it
2
was
hours.
Quick.
The longest movie, the longest stop motion movie, just beating Coraline by like a single minute.
Like ever. Or from
Oh, wow.
Stop motion, like
ever
stop
from
motion
Leica.
animated. I'm pretty sure ever.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty sure ever.
Think
Wow,
about how
it-
much time that adds.
Even more
Right.
impressive.
Yeah, 1 minute
and-
added like 3 more weeks.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted a little more sprinkling of just backstory. I mean, that's what was interesting is like we get all the story within a story within a story within a story, but can I get a little bit of a story outside of the story to help me with this story?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. It kind of just needed just a little bit more. But like, let's be fucking honest, guys. This is a 10 without. Hold on, not yet. Not yet. Wait. This is a 10 on artistic endeavors alone,
Easily,
right?
yeah.
Like you
Sure.
can't
yeah.
like I don't and I think that's the first time I've said something's a 10 like in a long time. But
Yeah.
like just absolutely mind blown. You guys, I don't know, maybe we'll watch it after in the after show. Just some of the behind the scenes stuff is mind melting. It's just like a testament of how crafty us son of a bitch humans are. We just try to become God by creating this thing. I don't know. It's just interesting, and it, I don't know. It was very fun. This movie ruined Coco for me. When I don't know. Does any? I guess Grandma Coco dies. Who
I don't
cares?
remember who does.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them are already dead, to be fair.
Yeah, but like yeah, when you realize at the end he's not gonna have his parents anymore, I think that's when you're just like, fuck, this is a kid who just went through all this just to try to get a, you know, little bit of understanding of who he is, where he came from, and now it's gone. I don't know how the afterlife works. I don't know if he can like force ghost talk to his parents and stuff, but like I don't know. It hurts. And I think those are like the kind of things that you need to teach your kids, the sooner the better, because the world's a tough ass place. 9 for me.
Damn.
A
Oof.
9 out of
Solid
James,
ending.
keeping
Oh.
Shit.
I'm just gonna.
the Fumbler Hall of Fame dream alive. Taryn, I want you to go next.
Okay.
I didn't mention weeb aesthetics. I just love it.
Yeah.
Origami this is cool as fuck.
You tell me it's Japanese
Thank you.
style, I'm in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. 10 on an artistic level. Cannot fucking believe this movie. Like I assumed that dragon at the end was huge, and it's like this. It's like maybe a foot long. Incredible, dude. But I don't know. I feel like seeing all the behind the scenes really helps, because just watching it, I was like, oh yeah, CG, like I get it. That's cool. It looks stop motion, but like blah blah blah. Seeing it in action, in the people moving it, like the montages of like the monkey doing the little roll on the floor is just. I can't imagine, dude. Like, I can't even imagine just sitting there and making all these faces, doing all this stuff. Like, it's the coolest shit, dude. Like, if you got any more recommendations for stop motion, like good shit like this, I guess there are other movies that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Like the studios, man.
But yeah, I really liked the themes in this movie, like the stuff that I guess I keep seeing. Like, I'm like super into like a lot of movies and stories that are like struggling with, is AI human, like all this stuff, like all that kind of stuff, like what makes human, all this stuff. And it's like this is like the opposite almost, where it's like what makes humans, like straight up.
More human than human.
And I feel like it did a really good job of that, like talking about like memories moving on, and like as long as someone remembers who you are, like you fucking live forever, like all this stuff. Like it's so, I don't know, it makes me think a lot, and it's
And dude,
existential.
our podcasts are gonna be on the internet forever.
Yeah.
Oh wait, not if we don't pay for the subscription. Shucks. So our memories are gonna die someday.
Ah, shit.
Damn.
Nah, dude. YouTube will live forever.
Oh. There we
Google
go.
is immortal. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck. God damn it. This happens every time. I hate myself and everything about it. I don't know. It's just like everything is just about the craft, and like it's not that much about the story, which is what James was kind of saying. The story could have been more, I think. But it was still like close enough to be like feelsy. I wasn't feeling too hard. Like it was fine in that category. Like I liked that the parents stayed dead, and like the resolution with the grandpa coming back to life. Like I really liked that. I guess I'm the only one. Like I don't know, just like that base natural like human nature. Like you're just not evil unless you fucking push that way, you know? Shout out to the sisters. That shit was fucking awesome. The fight scenes were so cool, dude. Like we didn't even like
Yeah.
talk about it that much, but like all the fight scenes were really fucking cool, especially like the skeleton and the boat stuff.
When the paper mache like it like flattened and it started spinning around, that shit was insane.
Yep.
And then like it popped back into like Hanzo again. That was so cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess that's pretty much it. It's probably more that I'll think of tomorrow morning or some bullshit, but
In the shower.
yeah. I'll go. I don't know. It didn't hit me as hard as I wanted it to, but I do totally fucking appreciate that this is totally an original story, original world and characters and stuff. Because like a lot of like even like Coraline or like Fantastic Mr. Fox are like pulled from books and stuff. Like they fucking went for it with this movie, and I appreciate that so much. I'll go with an 8.7.
Wow.
8.7 out of 10. A little lower than I thought, if I'm going to be
Me too.
honest. But,
A little hurt.
Well, I was hurt last week, all right?
oh, that's okay. All right, so I'll go ahead and take it over. Yeah, okay. We've probably talked about this a lot in the past. I do definitely appreciate all of the work that goes into stop motion. Like, absolutely. The art, the actual craft is really amazing, but I feel like it's amazing because I think in a way it's easier for us to kind of comprehend that, because it's just none of us are really big into animation or like actually creating an animated work of art. And so I don't know, I'm kind of just like that's the craft that goes into that, maybe less relatable, but also like just as impressive. And so for me, having something made as a stop motion for me doesn't give it like that many extra bonus points just because they spent the time to take a bunch of pictures. I don't know. It's just things. It is cool, and that's what I'm saying. But it doesn't mean like, oh, like the fight scenes were so cool, like, and they were. It's like, yes, the fight scenes were cool, but like, would they have been as cool if you didn't know that they like took the time to make it? And I mean, they would have still been cool. Like if it was completely CG and like those fight scenes happened, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation right now at all.
Probably.
And so I don't want to just throw all of this credit towards like, oh, just because it was stop motion. I don't know. That doesn't completely do it for me. Not to say that I didn't like this movie. Like this movie was really, really great. I really enjoyed it. The whole quest thing that, we've talked about and that James is saying, like they maybe needed to develop more story. Yeah, like more story could have been helpful, but I think it was entertaining to just go along for the ride and like yeah, this is a quest thing. He needs to find 3 pieces of armor and we're just going with it. It was a fun, creative, original story. It really, really was. But at the same time, like I hate to compare it to other things from Leica Studios, but I just feel like it's kind of in the shadow a little bit of Coraline, where I feel like with Coraline, again, adapted from a novel, right? Is that? Yeah, adapted from novel. So it's not its own original story, but they just nailed that whole child horror thing so fucking amazingly in Coraline. And this did it again, but maybe to a lesser degree. I don't know. I mean, it was great. I don't think it's Hall of Fame worthy, so I'm gonna extinguish that fire from you guys. I'm sorry. This one for me was an 8.5 out of 10. So 8.5, that brings us to a collective 8.85 for our Fumbler score.
That's up there.
Yeah,
It is up there, and it is good. And I
That's a
always
good
feel like I have to
score.
justify my score. 8.5 is a high score, but
For you,
not.
no, it's not.
It is. I feel like I'm
You're
either the
lying
highest or the
to our
lowest.
face.
There's no middle ground. So Fumbler score of an 8.85. We'd love to know what you guys hear about this, or we'd love to hear what you guys think about this movie.
Rampage 2.
But Rampage, dude.
About Rampage.
Modern
Oh, man.
classic, by the way.
Modern classic.
Oh,
I didn't even rate that high, so
I
fuck
know,
off.
I'm just kidding. I don't even remember.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think. Find all of our socials at filmfumblers.com. Next week, we are going to be reviewing Mary and Max. So tune in for that one. But until then, God, animated after animated. We're the animated fumblers.
Yeah.
But yeah, until then,
Yeah.
we will see you guys next time. Have a great night. See you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.